So, a very good evening, everyone present here. I am Udit Gupta from NMIMS Bangalore. Welcomes you all to the new series of the past podcast powered by Grow Junction. So, today we have with us our speaker, Mr. Sumit Tyagi. Mr. Sumit has done his engineering from ABES College of Engineering, Ghaziabad, and now he is currently serving as a service manager at Ultratech Cement, Aditya Birla Group. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm perfectly fine with it, and it's really nice interacting with you. I would like to share some of my good experiences with you, so you can start.
No, sir. So, I never want, but I need to start with a cliche question, which we all used to have faced in all the interviews. So can you let us go through about your journey throughout, till now, right from your engineering days till now? How is it happening?
Okay, sure. Starting from my I would like to speak about my HSC first. So I did my schooling from Silver Line Prestige School, which is in Ghaziabad, and it is the most renowned school. And there I did my 10th as well as 12th. In 10th, I was very much from starting only I took a lot of interest in physics and chemistry, but speaking about maths, I was not so much interested in mathematics. So then I did my 10th and I got something around 7.6 CGPA, speaking very true to you. Then I completed my 12th, and in 12th also, when I'm telling you I was good at physics, I was good at chemistry, but I was not good at mathematics. So I mostly got very good numbers in all the subjects such as English, physics, chemistry, and but I didn't score well in mathematics and I got a compartment. So that was a turning point of my life that actually changed everything. I used to study, I was good at grasping things, and I was very good. If teacher was uh, giving me some good concepts, I used to study in the class only. I never came home and studied again and again for the same thing. So for mathematics, I always ran away because it was something which didn't came to my mind. And also I didn't took much interest in mathematics. So that is also important part, because in physics I experience it was the thing that is eventually happening in my day-to-day life. Same as with the chemistry, but I was not able to relate with mathematics. Okay, so I got compartment, then I cleared it with within a month. So I was very demotivated. Even my parents were very demotivated with me. So that was basically a turning point. But from that day, I never looked back. So my parents suggested me to go for a diploma program. I always aimed to go for an IIT or for an NIT. I also cracked FitG after that, because I studied a lot. I studied approximately 22 hours. So I only slept for 2 hours a day. Yeah. So that was basically a turning point. So I completed my diploma program in civil engineering from HR Institute of Information and Technology. And I'm glad to tell you that in all the consecutive 3 years, I topped all the consecutive 3 years. So I even topped the university in my diploma program of civil engineering. And then as a lateral entry student, I got from cracking UPTU, I selected ABES Engineering College, because yes, civil engineering was very much uh, I would like to tell you that the basic thing that they offered, or I would say that they were excellent in, was the branch of civil engineering. So I opted civil engineering because I loved seeing the constructions, going into the depth of cement and chemistry, the concrete, doing experiments with the concrete. As we are now experiencing that the cement prices are hiking day to day. Okay, so I even researched in my B.Tech program for partially replacing cement with other fundamental units such as silica fumes and all of those. So, and also in the 3 years of my B.Tech program, I ranked first in my college. Yeah. So my percentile was around 90% in all the consecutive 3 years. of my
So this
B.Tech
was in like
civil.
this was in ABS, right?
Yeah, ABS in
Okay.
ABS. Yeah, so I had scored 89.9% in all over the consecutive 3 years. The average was 89.9%, and then I got placed from my college. From the entire college, uh, around 200 to 250 students from MBA and B.Tech like participated in the interview, which was held by Ultratech Cement Limited. So only two students were selected, which was me and one from the MBA. Then I got selected as a technical trainee, where my duty was to perform all the technical supports and technical operations. Now, I'd like to brief about this. What was my job? My job was basically to make the laborers, the masons, the contractors some good practices which they were not following on the sites. Until now, also we, as we can see on the sites, nobody adopts like good construction practices. Now, what good construction practices are? Like, if you are constructing a home, if you are constructing a residential building, so when we talk about the mix, the ratio, the water content ratio, or the mix that they are designing using cement, sand, and aggregate is not appropriate. Okay, for making their work lighter, they just play with the water cement ratio, which results in the lower strength. So
Okay.
what they are doing is they are not thinking about the sustainable development. They are not thinking about the future of the person who will be residing, who will be living in that house. They are just completing their work as they have to complete it on time. Okay, I would certainly not blame the mason and laborers, but I would also blame the civilians or the person for whom they are constructing their homes, as they ask them to complete the work as early as they can. Now, for that thing, they just do some malpractices and they just play with the content mix and ratio. And at the later age, let me talk about like 5 to 10 years later, the results that they have achieved are not up to the mark, or we see that our houses needs maintenance, and we generally spent a lot. So what my work was to like guide laborers, masons, contractors, architects, engineers, some good construction practices, also to spread awareness about the cement. Like Ultratech is one of the best cement in the whole country. Like we stand about on the third number in the whole
Okay.
world. Not in and in the country India itself, we are number one. So Ultratech not only offers brand but also offers the quality to the customers. If I talk about the average sales that we are like outreaching, so I would like to tell you that apart, like we have brands like Ambuja, we have ACC, and they are like doing sales per annum, say about 57 to 58 metric ton per annum. And we, as Ultratech, are like outreaching to 117 metric ton per annum. So this is the basic reason that we are standing as number one in the country, and also we are providing much better quality to the consumers, and nobody can doubt on us. Okay, whether it is brand, whether it is the consumer, whether it is at the consumer level, whether it is at the quality level. So then after like when I was being appointed as a technical trainee, I was looking over North Delhi and Central Delhi. So I was
Okay.
only looking forward to the depot of North. And then after 1 year, I got promoted as a service manager technical. Now, usually it takes a lot of time, like say about 4 to 5 years to be at this position. I'm not bragging about things, but this is a true reality because it takes much time to be at this position. So I there was an interview which was held around, I would say like March March 2021, and there I was selected as a service manager technical, and currently I am handling Chandigarh region, like whole South Punjab region and whole Himachal region. So currently I am looking forward and handling 8 depots. That is Chandigarh, Patiala. Then I'm handling whole Himachal. In Himachal we have 5 depots like Kullu, like Mandi, Una, Kangra, Solan, Shimla. So that
So what
comprises
is
of Himachal.
like? Let me interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, but what is your current location? Like, are you in Chandigarh? Like the office and
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, right now I'm residing in Chandigarh and basically set at the regional office in Chandigarh, which is near Passport Seva Kendra. So my current profile is like, as I already told you, I'm a service manager. Basically, my role is very much same to the older role. I provide technical services to the consumer or the customer, but the role got diversified because now I'm looking for the whole Aditya Birla profile, like the products that Aditya Birla Group is manufacturing. Well, now I'm like looking for Ultratech Building Solutions. So what is Ultratech Building Solutions? It is a retail initiative, and we are having an umbrella of products. Like I would say, we have a tie-up of about 15 companies, and currently we have around 35 products. So what we are offering to the customer, like when we usually say, like you, Udit, if you are going out, you have to construct your house, then you have to purchase cement, steel. Okay, you are going to a shop where you would definitely purchase cement and steel. So cement and steel only comprises of about 13 to 14% of the whole ratio, the components that are being used for constructing a particular residential building. Now for the 85%, we have tanks, we have PVC pipes, we have electricals, we have paints, we have gypsum, we have POP. So all of these are very important components that comprises of about 85% of the residential building. So in my previous profile, I was only looking forward for the cement properties, the cement chemistry, the concrete ratio, the water cement ratio, and now I'm handling all the 15 products, 15 companies. I would say 15 companies, sorry, and all the products, like 35 products. So
Okay.
basically, we have, yeah,
Let me just. So by products you mean like cement, white cement,
yeah,
adhesives, paints.
yeah. So we generally have our branch like Birla White. So I'm handling, like, I definitely guide all the dealers, all the clients, all the architects, all the engineers, the properties, the technical properties of using our products, the specifications, the ratios, the mix, the designs that we can offer, the properties of our adhesives, the property of our cements. Generally, we have like 4 types of cements that are covering our market. So they do all have different properties. So
Got it.
currently, I'm like handling all the 35 products and the 15 companies we have tie up with. So my role is to generally educate, generally train, and I would say spread awareness about the products that we are having. Also, my role is to promote the local level people, like what we say that masons, contractors. We generally guide them with the good practices that they can use on sites. Like
Okay.
traditionally they use cements, so we generally guide them to use adhesives, why they are important, what is the good content, what is the good water content ratio that they should opt for constructing homes. We usually guide them with the practices such as anti-termite treatment, okay, such as the good use of waterproofing chemicals, why they should be adopted on site, what are the results of dampness, what are the results of complaints that may come after 4 to 5 years of building a residential building. So we cover all the aspects, and we do
Okay.
have all the products that a person would need in the entire journey of his construction phase. So we cover all the aspects.
So like sir, like you mentioned about your right from your 10th, 12th, then that
Yeah,
mathematics thing which happened and that
yeah,
changed your life completely. Then
yeah,
you mentioned about your engineering days and then about your roles and responsibilities at Birla Aditya,
yeah.
So
Mm.
you have done also an internship, 4 month internship at Landcraft,
Mm.
right? So can you share your experience regarding that?
Yeah, definitely. So, in Landcraft, I was like appointed as a technical trainee, and in Landcraft, I worked for almost 6 months, I think. And for there, over there, I was at the execution phase. I was an execution engineer. For there, I overlooked a building that was of 24 floors. I was at the from the like foundation stage to the completion stage. I was present over there, and under my consideration, that building was being constructed. Like I like guided masons with the bar bending schedules, with the structural part, with the execution part, with the like I would say how the building could resist different type of loads like seismic, wind loads, dead loads, another loads. So my part was right from the execution phase to the completion phase till the construction got finished.
So, like, I would like to ask one thing from your B.Tech days.
Udit, your video is stuck.
Let me just check. Let me just turn it off and then turn it on again. Now is
Hello.
it fine? Hello? Now is it fine? Sir? Hello? So, I
Udit,
guess there is some.
you are having a like connection problem. Hello.
Okay. So, let me just rejoin
Udit,
once again.
I think you are having some connection problem. Yeah. Hello.
Okay. So, right now, is it fine? Now? So, sir, one thing which I would like to know from your B.Tech days, like, why you chose civil? Like, was it just because of the fact that ABS was providing civil as a branch, as the best branch there? Or was it like you had some interest or it developed later on, like how it went? Can you just share your views on that?
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the question, Udit. So, like, I had a special interest in the branch of civil engineering, as I already told you. Like from the beginning, we were studying cements, we were studying concrete, as usual. It was same. We were studying the cement chemistry, we were studying the concrete. So my major concern was to do something innovative. My major concern was to like do or play with the chemistry of cement and also change the pattern of work that is basically used in a country which is India. We usually, when we go to a site, we can see clearly that the practices which are adopted on a site are not up to the mark or are faulty. Okay, now easily anyone can see they are not using proper masks, they are not using gloves, all the conditions are unhygienic, and they are not using the proper ratio, even they are not using the water content ratio or water cement ratio, and they are just doing or completing the work as directed by their consumer. So the faulty practices that they were using or they are using right now, I just want to spread some awareness that how can we like construct a building or can we complete a work without using those faulty practices, and how can we do some innovations, how can we come up with some innovations that can easily lead us to a better society, a better or sustainable future that we can withstand, and we can be guided, and we do not come in words of what our contractors or what our masons tell us. So at the consumer level, I want all the consumers should have some basic knowledge of civil engineering that they can easily adopt those practices and can actually guide their laborers, masons, that what can be done on the site and what are the bad practices that they were following and it can be changed to the good ones. So that was my basic concern. Also, seeing the pattern of like civil engineering in India, it is not up to the mark. Like when we focus basically onto the construction industry, I don't think any construction industry in India is utilizing the power of a fresher and is paying them a good amount of what he is or she is deserving. Everybody knows that whenever a teenager or a fresher moves in any construction industry, he is not getting paid enough. Okay, he is just paid like he has to work for like uh, 10 hours or 11 hours or 12 hours, and what he's paid around 15 to 20,000 a month. Now that is pathetic. Like he completed his 4 years of engineering. He acquired all those concepts, all of those uh,
Yes.
practicality. Yeah, है ना? And he is not getting paid enough. So what is happening with him is I would say he is not getting what he deserves. So generally, what he there comes a point in his or her life that either he or she quits, or either he or she thinks that they can prepare for a government exam and they'll crack it and they'll suddenly be a part of a government organization and do some good. Okay, that is what basically happening in India.
Yes.
Now, if I take about 100% of the population or the engineers who are doing civil engineering, I would say 80% of them are going through the same pattern,
Okay.
leaving about 20% of the like engineers who are basically like who had a goal from their 10th or 12th onwards that they will be going for the ES exams or they'll be going for the UPSC and they'll be cracking it, and they'll do because they had their clear goal in their mind. But what about those engineers who completed their who completed four years of engineering, like civil engineering, and then they are stepping out in the market. They are like working for 12 to 11 hours and they are just getting paid for around 15 to 20,000. So I don't think that they are getting what they deserve. So I basically chose this company because here the work is, I would say, like the staff is very much cooperative. We don't have any pressure on our heads. Even in the time of COVID, even in the time of pandemic, no employee was forced, like whether he was an off-roll employee or whether he was an on-roll employee, like he was forced to step out of the company. No salary deductions were done. And all employees, whether it was on-roll or off-roll, all employees were treated equally. They were guided. They were like provided with some I would say special allowances that can be used at the time of pandemic, whether it is a RT-PCR test, whether there would be some medicines, whether there would be some extra tests that might to be done. So I would say, and also the knowledge, I would say I acquired a lot of knowledge while working in this company. Like from my college, I just had some basic knowledge of cement, concrete, like whatever is being taught in the college or whatever you acquire through the books. But when I came to this company, I personally acquired knowledge of all the brands of all the products, whether it is PVC pipes, whether it is PVC tanks, whether it is faucets, sanitaries, whether it is electrical wires, switches, cables. So for me, I think I got immense knowledge while working in this company. Now I can easily provide some technical trainings, some technical sessions to anyone, like whether it would relate to some special tools or some special gypsum, POP, cement, tanks, wires, cables. Like I have knowledge of all these products. So
Okay.
I think that I would never have gained this type of knowledge while working on any construction site. I also visit sites. I also like do what all the engineers are doing while they are working on any construction site. But I would say that I have gained some extra particulars or some extra knowledge while working in this company because rather than gathering any site knowledge or working on a site, I also gain products knowledge. Like I already told that I have a knowledge of about around 35 products. So I think that these were the perks of working in such a big group, working with some with such good people, with such a good environment. Uh, yeah, that's all.
Thank you. So, like, I asked you about your preference, like why you took civil, and you answered my next question as well, which was that what is the global scenario? Not the global one, but what is the current scenario in India? And you talked about the
Hmm.
harsh realities, which is actually happening.
Yeah,
Like you didn't talk about the
yeah,
fancy things in the industry, like it's doing good, there is a lot of scope. You actually talk the harsh realities. So that was great. And now I'll be posting two questions right straight away. So, like, is it necessary to have an IIT IM tag to land up in such a good company? And what are, like, since we have our target audience, like who'll be watching this, and that is our MBA students as well as our B.Tech aspirants and current B.Tech
mhm.
students who will be going for the jobs and opportunities. So, what are the life opportunities of students who want to become a civil engineer, and what technological stacks should they focus on? Like what live projects, what internships, what courses on various platforms they should look for. These are my two questions for the time.
Sure, sure, sure. So I would like to answer your first question. So it's not about a brand or a college that you may select, whether it is a IIT or a IIM or I would say ABS. It's about the hard work that you put into that stream, whether it is civil engineering, whether it is computer or science technology, whether it is I would say biotechnology or something like that. It's about it's only about your dedication, your determination, and the hard work that you put. So at the time of my college, I would like to like take it up to my level. What I did at the time of college only, I was like I was so much into the subjects that I was studying. I took so much interest that I never wasted any time. Like all of my friends used to bunk because we generally have this pattern, like whenever boring subject is going on in a class or the subject that we cannot adopt, we usually bunk. We go to the cafeterias, we like roam around in the college, or we go somewhere out. So what I used to do is that when I didn't had the intuition, when I didn't had the like option, or when there was a time that when I was not able to study or when I was not able to get that concept in that class, yes, I used to bunk that class, but I used to straight away go to my home, switch on my laptop, and then study the same through some online courses. Okay, so we have a lot of options. Like these days we have I would say some online platforms, like we have Coursera. Okay, we can
Udemy.
study a lot of courses. Yeah, so we can get certified courses, we can study all those, and we have Google. So Google has a solution towards everything. Okay, You can study various books, you can study the research papers, you can study what all are the uh, at, like what are the technovations or innovations that are going around you. So I straight away went home. I used to study. I didn't wasted any time. So I don't think that college or opting any college or opting any particular institution would take you up to that level. I would personally suggest that focusing on something like setting up your goal, setting up your ambitions, and doing right things and opting out right things is the correct way, so that you can achieve what you desired for. So that is basically my answer, or what I opted.
So, like, I'm sure that there are many viewers who are going to sit for their placement processes, be it at
Mhm.
undergraduate level, B.Tech level, or at the postgraduate level. Like we, like
Mhm.
I'm pursuing MBA, so I'm also.
Okay.
So I remember personally when I was sitting for my internship processes, like I used to get
Mhm.
rejected. Rejections are a
Okay.
part, and similarly, I got a fear like where I'm lacking. Like, is it resume or is it my interview skills? Like where I'm actually lacking behind analytical skills, communication skills. What is the factor? So, and I'm sure that most of the aspirants go through this phase. Everyone, like you mentioned regarding your 12th, and I genuinely term failure is a respectable term. So, but there is a mental blockage. Like many aspirants face that they are not able to cope up with it. So, how you dealt with that time with it, and how one should go about it? Like, because
So
what happens is that knowledge is one thing, but this mental psychological barrier, that is a big hurdle for everyone.
so for that for that thing, I would like to salute my mom, because the day that I faced during my 12th was the day when my mom cried. So as I already said, that day was the turning point in my life. So I used to love my parents a lot. I'm staying in Chandigarh, but most of the times I think that how can I go to home? How can I meet them? So they are the, I would say I love them a lot. So my mom guided me and she said just one thing, कि जो होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है. Now these were the sentences that I always took and moved forward, because I personally think that yes, there are a lot of obstacles and there will be a lot of obstacles that would come right your way. But still, you have to adopt those wings so that you can fly. You can fly high and you can come through all of those obstacles and you can find a path for yourself where you are leading to. So basically, you have to be very clear, first of all, that whether you are sitting in the right direction with the right uh, people, or you're going on the right path. Firstly, you don't have to be confused for anything that is coming right your way, because you got your brain to think, you got your hands to work, you got your legs to walk on the right path. Nobody can uh, guide you wrong. Okay, everybody in this, I would say, everybody would be giving you some suggestions. Everybody would be uh, giving you some advices, but you have to select only those things that may lead you to achieve your desired goals. Because at the end, it's only you who has to like go through all those obstacles, who has to go through all those downfalls in your life. It's not anybody who is guiding you or advising you. So it's you who has to choose, it's you who has to make your path, and it's you who has to achieve those.
So, thank you, sir. Moving to our last question of the session.
Mhm.
So, any last minute tips for our current engineers, basically not civil engineers, all the engineers, and what they should be doing to get a good job, and on what specific skill sets they should focus. Like it's a very vague concept, like you can't just decide, but still on what features, what things they should focus right now. Last minute tip.
So for all the engineers who are like completing or who will be like moving towards this engineering platform of any stream, I would like to personally suggest that first set up your goal that whether you are choosing your right stream, you are not choosing a stream because a friend guided you to choose so. You are choosing it for yourself. You have to follow that path, and that engineering should be something that can bring happiness in your life, that you can do something good, you can do something innovative, and you can do something unique, because that will be like carried out to your life. So it's like I would be suggesting that yes, at the time of study only study, at the time of your having like other curricular activities, participate in those, have good amount of sleep, have good amount of food, healthy food that can bring joy to your life. Also, uh, also I would like to say that like अभी जो pattern है ना engineers का, what they do is कि they only read or study what is mentioned in their books. उनको पता होता है कि at the end हमें ना एक क्वांटम करके एक रामबाण मिल जाना है ना, थोड़े एग्जाम से 10 से 15 दिन पहले, और हम उसको पढ़ लेंगे. इट्स जस्ट अबाउट 5 यूनिट्स एंड हमको इंजीनियरिंग की डिग्री मिल जाएगी. नहीं यार, ऐसा नहीं करना है दोस्त. आपको अगर इंजीनियरिंग सिर्फ एग्जाम पास करने के लिए करनी थी ना, तो आपको करने का फायदा ही नहीं था. उसको आपको करनी नहीं चाहिए थी, है ना. क्योंकि अगर आप एक 5 यूनिट्स एक किताब से पढ़ के पास हो रहे हो ना, तो यार आपने कुछ नहीं जाना. और इंजीनियरिंग एक ऐसी चीज है कि जिसको आप जितनी डेप्थ में पढ़ सकते हो, उतनी डेप्थ में आप, जितनी डेप्थ आप चाहो उतनी डेप्थ में आप उसको पढ़ सकते हो. सो मैं तो यही कहूंगा कि यस, डू अडॉप्ट दैट क्वांटम, बट यूज इट ओनली टू स्टडी द क्वेश्चंस. क्वेश्चंस देखो उससे एंड मेक अप योर माइंड कि हाँ, इस तरीके के एग्जाम्स में क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. लेकिन प्रिपेयर अपने आप को उस तरीके से करो कि आपको किसी कुछ भी तरीके का क्वेश्चन आए और आप उसको गो थ्रू, मतलब आप उसको आसानी से उसका आंसर दे पाओ, या आप उसको समझ के उसका आंसर दे पाओ. अभी ना मैं आपको एक हार्श रियलिटी बताता हूँ यूपीटीयू की. यूपीटीयू इज लाइक, आप आंसर शीट भरने के वहां पे मार्क्स मिलते हैं. ये एक बहुत ही बिटर ट्रूथ है और मैं लाइव बोल रहा हूँ इसको, बट ये है, ये सच है. आपको आंसर शीट भरने के मार्क्स मिलते हैं. बिकॉज मैंने खुद देखा है कि जो लोग पूरे साल पढ़ते नहीं थे और लास्ट में वो सिर्फ आंसर शीट्स भर के आते थे, पता नहीं उसमें क्या लिख के आते थे, मुझे नहीं पता, शायद गाने ही लिख के आ जाते हो, बट दे पास समहाउ. सो मैं मान ही नहीं सकता जो पूरे साल नहीं पढ़ा वो एक बारी में कैसे पास हो सकता है. या तो कोई मिरेकल हो गया होगा, या तो कुछ गड़बड़ है जिसको गवर्नमेंट को सही करना चाहिए. ठीक है. और दूसरी चीज ये कि अभी जैसे कि इंजीनियर्स मोस्टली सभी करते हैं यार, 95% ऑफ द पीपल ये करते हैं कि वो एग्जाम से 3 दिन पहले पढ़ते हैं. तो यार वो हैबिट छोड़ दो, है ना. पास होने के लिए पढ़ना है तो बिल्कुल 3 दिन पहले ही पढ़ो, और डिग्री अगर घर में सजा के रखनी है तो बिल्कुल वैसे ही पढ़ो. और अगर आपको सच में एक इंजीनियर बनना है, और यार अच्छा लगता है ना जब आपको कोई इंजीनियर कहता है, आपको कोई सिविल इंजीनियर कहता है, आपको प्राउड फील होता है, बिकॉज यू हैव गेन्ड दैट थिंग, यू हैव गेन्ड दैट नॉलेज. बट आप, हाँ, और अगर आप एक दिन पहले क्वांटम पढ़ के पेपर को अटेम्प्ट करके आ जाते हो एंड यू स्कोर 60 out of 80 and you think yes you have done it, definitely friend you are not an engineer. फिर आप एक ना, हाँ, मैं बहुत हार्श वर्ड्स बोल रहा हूँ, फिर आप ना एक कंटेंट राइटर बन जाओ, या फिर आप एक, मैं बोलता हूँ, स्टोरी बुक लिखने लग जाओ, या फिर आप कुछ ऐसा कर लो कि उसको कॉपी पेस्ट करके आपको लिखना है बस, जिसके आपको पैसे मिल जाएंगे आगे चल के। तो यार ये कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है। ये मैं बोलूंगा आपको, बिल्कुल आपको हेल्प करेगा यार, 6 महीने 1 साल बहुत हेल्प करेगा। उसके बाद आप खुद से अपने आप से फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाओगे, और जिंदगी में आपको जो आपने अचीव किया था ना, वो तो आप कभी नहीं चाहोगे। हर किसी का ना एक सपना होता है इंजीनियरिंग में। हर कोई कहता है कि यार मैं ना इतना पैसा कमाऊंगा ना यार, तू देखियो दोस्त, मैं इतना पैसा कमाऊंगा ना, मेरे पास एक बड़ा घर होगा, एक बढ़िया 2 सीटर कार होगी जिसमें मैं मजे से घूमूंगा। यार ऐसे ही नहीं आ जाती वो, बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, और जिनके पास है ना, उन्होंने डेफिनेटली बहुत मेहनत करी होगी। कोई इसमें आप बाय बाय हुक और बाय क्रुक नहीं होता। या तो आप फेल होते हो या आप सक्सीड होते हो, और जो सक्सीड होता है उसने मेहनत डेफिनेटली करी होती है। मैं उन इंजीनियर्स को भी सल्यूट करना चाहूंगा जिन्होंने अपने आप को इतनी इतनी स्ट्रॉन्ग विल है, जिनकी जो 11-11 12-12 घंटे काम करते हैं और उनको 10 से 15 हजार रुपए मिल रहे हैं। आई वुड लाइक टू सल्यूट देम कि हाँ, वो उस इंडस्ट्री में कोप अप कर पा रहे हैं। बट डेफिनेटली आज की जनरेशन देखें तो हर कोई ये सोचता है, मैंने भी सोचा था कि मैं इंजीनियरिंग कर लूंगा यार, आई गॉट 90% ऑफ मार्क्स और मेरे को आसानी से कोई भी इजीली जॉब मिल जाएगी और मैं कर लूंगा उसको। नहीं होता आसान, है ना। हर चीज के लिए मेहनत करनी पड़ती है। इफ यू आर गेटिंग पेड, यू हैव टू वर्क हार्ड,
Yes, sir.
वरना कोई भी कंपनी आपको नहीं रखेगी, चाहे
Totally agree.
कितनी भी बड़ी कंपनी हो।
I totally agree. So, sir, with this, I would like to bring this session to an end. But before we end, I have planned a short this or that session for you to lighten up the mood because we have done a lot of deep talks. So,
Okay.
sir, mountains or beaches?
Mountains.
Cars or bikes?
Bikes.
Sweet food or spicy food?
Street food.
Chandigarh or Ghaziabad?
Definitely Ghaziabad. My mom dad lives over there. I love them a lot.
That I know.
Yeah.
And last question. It's a no-brainer. Mathematics or engineering drawing?
Engineering drawing is love.
So that answers my question. So I hope you enjoyed being with me. And I once again
totally.
thank you for from the behalf of Grow Junction to be our speaker today and have this conversation with us. Thank you a lot, sir.
Yeah, I would like to thank Grow Junction to bring all those days back. Like I was working over here in Chandigarh, and it was like, it's really nice कि आज वो सारे दिन मेरे को याद आए जो मैंने कॉलेज के टाइम पे मैंने पढ़ाई करी थी, या फिर कॉलेज के टाइम पे मैंने वो टाइम दिया था अपने आप को, अपनी स्टडीज को। I like feel glad to be a part of this podcast, and thank you so much, Udit.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.